I'll show you how to turn this into this. Today I'm going to set up the personal planner, the new Recollections personal planner for the month. So I took out everything but the kitchen sink to do this. Now, before we get on with this, I always like to remind you that if you like this type of video, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't subscribed already and you like this type of content, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button so that you'll be notified when more videos like this one come out. So the first thing I had to do was kind of work with this actual planner because I haven't used it before and it's kind of brand new, so it's not broken in just yet. And then I set up the front pockets with some cards that I cut out. And you can see how I made all the innards here in the previous video for DIY dividers. Now I am putting on the labels for my dividers, and for each one I made a long sheet. I actually made that sheet in Cricut Design Space and then cut the labels out, so all I had to do was stick it onto the actual sheets. Now I was going to use that hashtag, but it was a bit too big and I was too lazy to cut it out. So I went ahead and I got a different post-it note to actually use. And now I'm putting in the graph paper that I'm going to use for the weeklies. And I decided to go ahead and put on the at a glance month from these Cheapo Depot stickers that I got for 20 cents. And believe me, they're worth 20 cents. But I had to use the undo. I knew I was going to need it, so I took it out ahead of time. I still ended up bending it up, the papers up just a bit, but in the end, it came out okay. So I used my double stick tape and put it down so it will not come up. And it looked perfect once I put it down. So on to the next section, and the next section is going to be the digital calendar, because each week I print out my digital calendar to take with me. And you'll notice also that I'm putting a dashboard behind each of the actual dividers. Now I'm putting in the routine cards for this particular section, and don't worry, I know things are going really fast, but I will show you in a slower motion. I'll show you the whole innards that are in here. I like saying innards. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but on each dashboard, I'm also putting on post-it notes, and that way when I'm in that section and I need a post-it note, I won't have to look around for it. Now, I cut out some watermelon. Well, I didn't cut them out. I actually got some watermelon notepad from Target, and I punched holes in that one and cut it down to size. And so I'm just kind of sprinkling throughout the notepad so that I'll have something to write on. Again, just like the post-it notes, they'll be in each section for me to use. Now on this next section is mom's projects, because I always have lots of stuff to do for my mom, and she has her own dedicated section for that. And then I'm putting in my post-it notes again as well. And so that's a really good tip, is to use the notepads instead of trying to buy inserts or trying to figure out how to make them. Just cut the notepads down, and then you'll be able to use them throughout your actual planner. Now this next section, I'm putting my post-it notes in again. I had to take out some new ones because I ran out of the other ones, and I'm just putting in my routine card first, and then I'm going to put in some notepads. So I made just enough to put in here, and at the end of the week I usually replace any if I need to, if I've used like a lot of notepads. But normally what I put in at the beginning of the month is usually enough. Now I'm going to put in the rest of my routine cards. And then we are now going to put in the last divider, and the last divider is going to be for work, and I didn't have a label for that, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to set that section up just yet. So next month you'll be able to see how I set my work section up. So I am now going on to my weeklies, and I pulled out the graph paper because I like to pre-decorate the actual graphs. So I'm going to let you just kind of watch this because I know people like to watch when I put down the washi. So I didn't want to cut it all out. So enjoy. Okay, so now I have all of the weeklies done, and I'm going to do a bit of a flip through, but I forgot to put in my cards that go in the secretarial pocket, so I went ahead and put those in. I had already pre-cut those as well. So this is what the inside actually looks like, and it is very stunning, and it really fits this particular binder as well. So I was really happy with the colors that came out. And of course, for some reason, I'm into flamingos these days. So I'm so glad I was able to get a paper pad that had the flamingos in it so I can enjoy them all summer long. Now we're into the weeklies here, and of course I always love using the washi that I have because I am trying to use as much washi as I can this year. So this is a great way to use washi up in an effective way, not have to buy any inserts and still have a great weekly pages. So again, I'm just loving the way the dividers came out, and I really love the routine cards. And I'll probably be adding some more routine cards in. I actually look at my routine cards every day, if you can believe that. And then I also love this cutout of the watermelon. I have something about cutouts when it comes to notepads. I really enjoy them. And I didn't know if I would be able to use them in the planner itself, but it worked out. So I forgot to put some sticky notes in here for my store list. So I went ahead and I did that. And I actually transferred the store notes already, and I love having those in my planner as well because I don't forget anything when I go to the store. So that's the important piece. So I just love those flamingos. I could just sit here and just look at those. Of course, we're not going to do that. And the next section that we have is going to be mom's to-dos, and I just put some note paper in there, and I usually write notes for her because she gives me my honey-do list whenever I go to her house. So I just make sure that I have that all in. And then I have some more cards that I usually look at, And those are in the must do section because you know some people have to do's. I have must do's. And then I have the last section. Well, actually, it's not the last, it's the second to the last now. It's my routines. And I just have the rest of my routine cards here. And then the last divider is going to be for work. And again, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to set up the work piece just yet. So stay tuned for that one. So if you enjoy videos like this, please make sure that you subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy this monthly planner setup. I'd love to know which planner will you be using this month. And that is pretty much it for today. With that, I'm going to say love, peace, and hair grease from your sweet lotus blossom and lovable Lizzie. Have a fantabulous day and enjoy life.